it appears that we've got the votes to pass this tonight. And so I don't want to belabor it too much, but there are a few things that I wanted to comment on, and you heard a little bit of it earlier that, you know, I've been doing this city council stuff for a long time now, and when I look at a proposal of any kind, I ask myself, well, will the city be in a better place if we approve it or not approve it? And if I think we're going to be in a better place, whether it's a good deal for my next door neighbor or not, I try to take a strategic view and what's in the best, what's going to put Minnetonka in a better place, the decision to do something or not do something. And that's the standard I've always used, and it's worked pretty well. Now, I'll fess up, not everything I voted for would be something I would vote for again. I've made mistakes. I have regrets. I could walk you around the city and say, I voted for that one. I wish I hadn't. I mean, that's just being honest about the job. But I look at the Marsh, and I look a little bit. Now, this isn't a huge group of people here. But, you know, we're talking about a wonderful facility and a lot of wonderful things. But, you know, what we're really talking about is a community. And it's people who care about each other, and it's people who get more than physically healthy there. They're getting emotionally and spiritually healthy because of the friendships and the connections that they make. And, you know, every city talks about building community and the importance of being a community. And the Marsh is, you know, is it impossible for the city of Minnetonka to do that without the Marsh? Well, it is, but frankly, it's a lot harder. And clearly, you know, we all know that the demographic, I mean, we don't have a lot of Gen Xers at the Marsh, and let's be honest about that. And as we look at a future of the Marsh, and I don't know what the future of the Marsh looks like, but we do need to broaden its appeal and broaden its membership. And the Star Tribune article, you know, we winced a little bit when it talked about, well, this would be the city's second workout facility, for lack of better terminology. And there are a few of us who didn't like that too much. But the reality of it is I've had people contact me and say, well, the city shouldn't be in that business, and we don't need two facilities. And you're going to diminish Williston if you purchase this. Well, again, we don't know what the future looks like, but the reality is Williston is full. And we have cut off membership. So we have cut off community health availability to residents, not just of Minnetonka, but beyond the region. And so the Marsh represents potentially, if we continue the use as it is or in some form, we've created the opportunity to extend wellness to a much larger group of people. That's positive. We sustain the community. I mean, there's a lot of ideas on what the Marsh can be, and I'm not, I just think that the city of Minnetonka will be a better place for our residents with the Marsh than it would be without the Marsh. The other thing that's really relevant to me is that if the Marsh were located in a different part of the city, it could be everything it always has been. But if it was, you know, butting up against 169, the Marsh over by 169 and Minnehaha Boulevard or Minnehaha Creek, well, it could have been very nice. But the Marsh's location is connected to the city center and to our campus. And if you talk to Kelly O'Day, he has a one-word answer to what is your greatest need, and it's space. And we need space in this community center. We need space for a lot of things. And so we could put the things that we could do with our programming with the Marsh is dramatically different than what we could do without it. So I think it's a good move for the city. I'm going to support it. But I really appreciate what Councilmember Sheppy said tonight, because I mean, he's a real estate expert. I'll be honest, I'm not. I mean, I've bought a little real estate in my day, and I've sold a few things, and some have been good and some haven't. But I really respect that perspective. I like the idea of a 2-minute offense and learning as much as we can, as quickly as we can. But we're going to make the decision tonight. We're not going to kick the can down the road, and I think we all know that. But I think learning as much as we can, as quickly as we can, is a really good idea, because I think that sustaining the marsh, the quicker we can get it up and operating, one, we have revenue against it, but two, we all know that employees and people who really make something what it is, they have to live their lives, and they have to feed their families, and they have to do a lot of things. So the longer that takes, the fewer of those people we will have access to. And so again, that's not why we're doing it. We're not doing it, we would not buy this to give people jobs, but we're going to need people. You know, what's the biggest need in our society today? It's we're all looking for people. And if we have good people who are connected to the facility, if we can do that sooner rather than later, that's positive. But I don't think we should, you know, be ready, fire, aim either. I think we need to be intentional, but if we can move that ahead more quickly, I think that's positive. So I don't know what the future of the Marsh looks like, but I think the city should be involved in it, and I will support that tonight. So